everyone, and welcome to Essie Rants. This is my first video on this channel. I'm so excited. So I do rants about C-dramas, K-dramas, and everything in between. And so my first thoughts video covers the first 4 episodes of that C-drama. And I just talk about kind of like what I'm thinking from the first 4 episodes and kind of like what I might think, how it might progress as the drama continues. So I want to say first off, this is my opinions. So if you disagree, it's okay. If you decide to comment, let's just keep it respectful. That's all I ask, because we're not going to agree on everything, and that is perfectly fine. If you love a drama and I don't, perfectly fine, and vice versa. I want to say, when I'm talking about my first thoughts, I kind of put it into 3 categories. First category is production, which includes cinematography, editing, transition, scoring, or sound, all the technical stuff, costumes, all that. And then I move into the characters, usually the main characters and maybe some of the supporting characters, just kind of like giving my first thoughts on these characters. Lastly, I will talk about my overall like opinion of the C-drama, things I'm loving about it, things I'm not loving about it, things I might think might be an issue later on or might be great later on in the drama as it proceeds. So let's jump right into it. I will put timestamps in the description box so you can just skip through the part you want to hear about if you want to do that. Okay, so let's start. With the production value for Perfect Match, the C-drama that was released yesterday, I will say overall, I think it's good. I didn't have many complaints. The cinematography is good. The transitions were a little bit weird the first episode, I feel like, but then they smoothed out as the episodes progressed. Now, costumes, good. I have no complaints about that. The scoring or the sound for the C-drama, I felt worked. I know in certain C-dramas, they will put music with scenes and it doesn't match, or the music will be so distracting. This wasn't the case. Nothing made me like distracted that I wasn't paying attention to what was happening in the scene, because I was paying attention to like the music or the costumes or the cuts in the episode, right? Because sometimes you'll have cuts that happen that are so awkward or abrupt. You're like, what is going on here? And that sometimes is due to like maybe when they have to go past review, they have to make some changes to make sure they can get past review for the C-drama to air. But nothing really weird or anything that made me go, what is going on here? So overall, I think the production value is good. I have no complaints. It's not like breathtaking, amazing like I've seen, but also isn't like, ooh, what is this? So good for me. I would like to say, starting off, that when I start a C-drama, K-drama, or any type of drama, I do not read the synopsis, nor do I watch the trailer, because I want to go in with a blank slate, knowing absolutely nothing. I want to know if you're able to tell a story in a way that someone who doesn't know anything about it will be able to understand. Because I have watched dramas, and it's been like 7 episodes in, and I'm still confused of what is going on. And I have to go back, read the synopsis, and that lets me know you are not telling the story well, okay? There is a big disconnect going on. So I do that. So with Perfect Match, did not read the synopsis. I saw the poster and I was like, oh, this is giving Little Women vibes. Okay, this should be cute. So I'm going to break down the characters. Not break down, but just kind of give my first thoughts of each characters. And my gosh, there's a lot of them. Like, and they're all listed as main characters. Like, woof. It kind of reminds me of Blossom University that came out last year, but they weren't all main characters. Here, they're all main characters. So it's a lot to focus on. Yeah. So jumping into the characters, let's first start with the mom. Can someone tell me why her voice keeps changing? Has anyone else noticed that? Her voice fluctuates. Sometimes she sounds like an elderly woman who is like nearing the end, and then sometimes she sounds just like her daughters. I am thoroughly confused why her voice is not consistent. I'm not sure if it's her voice or it's been the other voice actor for her voice. I'm not sure, but it's not consistent, and that actually distracts me from what's going on, because I'm always confused when I hear the change. The mother is very immature. Like, I don't know if they're going to eventually like do flashbacks of the mother's relationship with the father, but right now I'm slightly annoyed at how immature she is. I don't get it. How did she raise all them children? It's giving the vibe them children raise themselves, basically. But yeah, the mom just does things, and she is very impulsive. She doesn't think things through, and I'm like, wow, she's always everywhere, always bringing attention to herself. It's just, she doesn't think things through, and I'm just taken aback by her, honestly. Moving on to the third daughter, which I feel like she's the main lead. I like her character. I like the actress. I think she's a very versatile actress. But I am having a little bit of difficulties with her. She's smart, but she's not as smart as she thinks she is. So when she does things, she's only getting away with some of the things she does because people are allowing her to. And that's the thing that kind of like annoys me, because she's very like, I guess, confident in what she's doing, and maybe it's a little bit overly confident. Yeah, but I do like her with the male lead. I like their interactions. I love that she cares about her family and she's ready to ride for them. I just think that she has a little bit of her mother in her and can be a little bit impulsive. And I think about like the consequences, which is a reoccurring factor with a lot of the characters. Moving on to the second sister. Oh my gosh, she's the one who's already married, and I find that she loves her husband. She loves her family. That's evident when their family came in to the city and wanted to see her. She didn't want to see them because she didn't want her reputation to be associated with them. So she's trying to look out for them. She has a husband who I'll talk about him later. Yeah, she got to deal with that at home. And then she's working with her family to get them like adjusted into the city. It's a lot for her. I do feel bad that, she has to be with that man. Because gosh, he's a lot. It's kind of like being married to like an immature child. Like you be like, can you grow up? She has to deal with that. And I guess she has to deal with like the insecurity of not like being enough for him, because that man's out there doing everything. That one was sitting there eating rocks. What were they, rocks? I don't know exactly what they were, but that was a lot, girl. Like, but she is like maturing, I guess. Within 4 episodes, we've seen her kind of mature. Okay. We then have the first daughter, and she is a widow. She's more reserved. She thinks things through. I think she brings balance to the family, definitely. I would be interested to hear more of her backstory and just like more about her, because she's not as vocal, but she still draws attention. Like, I still want to know more about her, even though she's not always up in front. Moving on to the fourth and fifth sister. They're like the little duo. They're cute. One is like a hothead. The other one's a little bit calmer. The fifth sister, she always ready to go. She's like Nuck if you buck, very much. Has that kind of mentality. F around and find out. She is on 100 24/7. She doesn't think about the consequences of her actions at all. She is her mother's child. Okay. But I do like the duo of those two together, the youngest. They're very cute. Let's move on to the male characters, because we have 3 that were introduced so far in the 4 episodes. We have our male lead, and his character actually kind of reminds me a little bit of the double character. And the only aspect of it is when he's up in like the building and he's like looking down. He did that a lot in the double, so it reminds me of that. I have like flashbacks. But outside of that, he is different. I like his character. He's very like stern at some points, and then he's like, you see when he's like truly offended, or when he's upset or angry, or when he's just like having like a lighthearted moment. I like that with his character. If anything was going to keep me watching this drama, it would be him. We then have the husband of the second daughter. My gosh. My gosh. That man is whiny. That man is a lot. A lot. Within the 4 episodes, we did see him become more loving towards his wife and taking interest in his wife's family, and like actually wanting to defend his wife and his wife's family's honor. So that was good. We're seeing progression, but I need his character to really develop even more as this drama proceeds. By the end, I need him not to be as whiny. I need him to grow a backbone. I need him to think for himself and not always have to go to his cousin for help. Like, you can figure things out. And I know he's sheltered. I get that. His mom babied him. I get that. But gosh, we need a good character development with this man. Okay. Lastly, we have Women's character. He comes off as a villain, very annoying, spoiled, gets his way. I don't know why someone offended him. His go-to was like, I'm going to make you my concubine. But that's the route he went, and I was thoroughly confused. He's one that's gonna have, I guess, a redemption arc, and I guess the younger sister is gonna be the one that brings him to the good side. I don't know. I guess it'll be interesting to watch that, but he was one that I did not expect to come off that way in the beginning. That was actually a surprise, but we'll see how that develops. So overall, how I'm feeling with Perfect Match is I'm struggling. I'm struggling, and I wish I wasn't. I wish I was loving it the way so many people are loving it right now, but it's just too much going on. There's too many characters. It's the fact that I'm overwhelmed with the characters that we have. We still have more characters to be introduced. We still have more. My attention span is like, I'm trying to focus. Y'all are giving me a lot. I feel overwhelmed. I'm also already feeling very hesitant and cautious because they have so many misunderstandings in 4 episodes. So many. That means it's going to continue throughout this drama, okay? Like, they're setting the precedent for that to happen. And that worries me because I am not used to misunderstandings in C-dramas. The ones I've been completing, there are limited misunderstandings. So to have so many in the first 4 episodes is a lot. Like, it is a lot for me. And the misunderstandings could be resolved so quickly. Like, I understand misunderstandings. Sometimes I'd be like, I fully get why you thought that. Like, I'm with them. Like, I would have thought the same thing. But if you could have just taken 5 seconds to ask a question or just listen, it would have been resolved. So that kind of irks my soul as well. I do feel like I love the fact that they are independent women. They are trying to like better themselves, their family, and they're doing the best they can with the fact that the father's gone, the brother passed away. Like, they had a lot happen to the family. So I do love that aspect of it. But I find that the issues that they face are, some of them are caused by themselves. Like, they get themselves in situations, like, because they are very they pop off so quickly. Like, they pop off really fast and they don't think about the consequences of their actions. they get themselves in situations. They're like, oh, now how do we get out of it? Well, you wouldn't have to think about how you got out of it if you would have just taken a second and breathe. Like, just breathe, please. So I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I'm overwhelmed. It's a lot. And I feel like they're not flushing out these characters as well as they could have in the first 4 episodes. They could have saved some of those misunderstandings. I do understand we'll probably get more information about them as the drama continues, but with the fact that we're adding more characters to it, I don't know how well that's going to happen. I'm sure we're going to learn more about how they were raised, learn more about the parents and their story, but I just think they're trying to put so much into this. It's 36 episodes. I feel like it's just going to be a lot, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to hang on. But I'm going to give it 2 more episodes. I feel like I should know by then. I've watched C-dramas for a very long time, so I quickly know when a C-drama is for me or not for me. But anyways, these are my overall thoughts. I might have missed some things, but let's discuss it in the comment section, and I will see y'all next rant.